HIIT workout. We're just doing a simple circuit today. Two groups, 6 exercises in each group. We're only doing 2 rounds of each group, but it's a little bit longer. 45 seconds on, and actually it should be 15 seconds off. And this is not a beginner level workout. That didn't change as well, so we're just going to change that real quick. This is intermediate to advanced. It certainly could be a beginner workout if you're a beginner joining us, but one of our other workouts might be a little better suited for you. And we are going to be using some dumbbells today. You could be using some more improvised equipment from home, water bottles, cans of soup, but we do want some heavier weights if you're more intermediate or advanced. Our resistance band would work as well. I'm just going to show dumbbells on today's workout, but if you want me to show you resistance band exercises, just leave a comment or type in the chat box. We'll start with our arm swings, opening up the chest. I alternate which arm's on top as I rotate my palms up and down. Open when they're out, down when they're across. And we're going to go into something a little different. We're going to go do a lunge with a side lean. I'm going to lunge forward, side lean, and then it's more a half lunge into that side lean. So we just want to warm up the legs a little bit. That side lean from the front just looks like. Just to try something a little bit different. Normally we get this in our forward fold, that lat stretch, but we're going to try something a little different. Okay, and then we're just going to do our alternating floor sweeps. So the front leg stays straight, toe points up, stepping on the heel. And we just big arm circle. We're scooping up some leaves. We'll just go into our side jog to get our heart rate slowly warmed up. Transition out into some high knee marches. And we can gradually pick up speed on these. And then we'll just go into some butt kicks as well. And you can gradually pick up speed on these. I sort of started fast. All right, that should be good for our warm up. I have to do everything manual. I had it working last night, and lo and behold, not working today. A little bit of feedback there. Well, 1 second. Here's what we will do. So like that. Okay. So within our first group, we have our triple bear. I'm just going to go for the ones that you might not be so familiar with. And that's triple bear and probably goblet, squat jack. The triple bear, we're in that bear crawl position, which is just knees lifted a little bit off the ground from that quadruped position. That triple bear is jumping or stepping. I have problems with my feet that don't allow me to really do the jump position comfortably. So I'm going to be doing the step, but you're more than welcome to do the jump. Our goblet squat press, you will use a dumbbell for, or that's goblet squat press, goblet squat jack. So we're holding our dumbbell in a goblet squat position. We're going to squat, jump up into that narrow position, and then return back into our squat. Those are the two that you're probably not as familiar with. I have two sets of dumbbells, heavy and like medium weight. You could get away with one set of medium weight. I just have them for the chest press. Completely not necessary. So we will start with the triple bear. In 3, 2, and 1. Triple bear. I immediately went for the chest press. So I just step to the right and to the left while just having my knees hover above the ground, nice flat back. And you'll probably really feel this in the quads now, especially because 10 more seconds, especially because we don't normally do 45 seconds. There it is. 15 seconds to get ready for your chest press here. With our chest press, you're just going to be on your back, on the ground, press up, and slowly lower. Now you don't want to rest on the ground, you don't want to rest at the top. I should have probably gone with a little bit of a lighter weight to start with, rather than jump right into the 45, but we're doing okay. There, one more rep probably. Good. So we're up on our feet with our goblet squat jack. I'm going to grab a slightly lighter weight for this one, just to start. And you don't need to have a weight at all for this one either. This is hard enough as it is. There in my eye. I haven't had that problem in a long time. If you need to modify partway through, all I would do is I would just go into the regular squat without that jumping impact of the jack. And if you wanted, you could add in that calf raise partway through. All right, time there. Our deadlift. I learned from my chest press and just go for the medium weight. Deadlift, we stand nice and tall. We push our hips back, keep our chest lifted, and then just move through our range of motion. The motion comes from the hips. You can get a little bit more bending the knee at the bottom. That's okay. But the vertical level change really happens from me pushing my hips back. And what helps me keep my back straight is keeping my chest lifted and my shoulders back as well. Okay. Our burpee is next. We all know the burpee is up, down, out, back up. All right? Or up, down, out, high plank, back in, up again. If you need to modify it, just ceiling, hips, knees, ankles, ceiling. All right, and then our leg raises. We're on the ground on our back. And for these, the straighter your legs are, the harder it is. Hands at the side. Lift up. I want to make it easier, just a slight bend in the knees. And if I want to go a little bit more beginner, we do the reverse crunch instead. All right. I always find tight hamstrings on this one prevents me from keeping this nice straight leg position. And if you don't touch the ground, you certainly, like I just did there, you certainly had more difficulty to the exercise. Okay, and that brings us to our top, the top. With our triple bear. That bear position. These are just hovering above the ground. I'll show you again what it looks like from the front. And you could hop as well between these, and that's really difficult. Chest press. Still on camera here. Almost there. Keep the wrist, elbows, and shoulders stacked at the top. So I stack here, then I push up, and then everything's a straight line at the top. Slowly breathing in as I lower and exhaling as I push up. We're going to go into those goblet squat jacks, and I'm just going to hold this lightly. These are hard. Same thing with our squat. We hinge at the hips, bend at the knees, and then as I stand up, I jump, and then I almost use the jump out to lower myself into that squat position. So you can take it as slow as you want too, right? You could be doing a few regular squats, maybe it's 3, then you jump into it, jump out, into 3 regular squats. See, making your workout your own is important. so that you can learn about yourself, get the most effective workout. And I think I'm going to stick with the medium dumbbells on this just so I can continue talking. I know I didn't do much on the chest press. Hips back, chest stays lifted, push back up. The other thing is to reset those shoulders every now and again and try to pull those shoulders back because we want to have that nice straight back. When we lift heavier weights, it's much more difficult to keep those shoulders pinned back. Oh, went over there. Sometimes you just get lost. All right, and into our burpees. Again, the modification is ceiling, hips, knees, ankles. Similar to that deadlift, try to keep that chest upright. I push my hips back, I touch my knees, touch my ankles on the ceiling, but I know too many people are doing that modification in this workout, but if you need to, by all means. And again, you can be doing these as slow or as fast as you like. I'm taking these a little bit slow. That's because I know I still have 12 minutes of exercise. We are going to be overtime today, or past 8 o'clock, I should say. Just as fair warning. If that's, oh, we're done there. If that's a problem for you, I would just go into, click on one of our stretch videos on YouTube there, and insert your cool down. Sometimes when I start these, I start out easy like you saw there. So we'll start out in the reverse crunch, and I'll gradually work my way out. Just so that it's like almost like a built-in warm-up, and I feel comfortable using those muscles. And sometimes at the end, if I start feeling it in my hips, I bring it into that reverse crunch because I know my abdominals have tired out. Okay, that's group 1. Group 2, let's stop that timer. Group 2, we have our lateral bear crawl, bent over row, walkout lateral lunges, lots of press and heel touches. We're just going to jump right into it with our lateral bear crawl. So you'll be in the same position as the triple bear. But all we're going to be doing, I should make sure your space is clear or clear enough for this. We're just going to be walking laterally while in this bear crawl position. So what I do, show you from this angle here, bear crawl position, I'm just taking steps out to the side. Some people find it's helpful to cross arm over arm. I don't find that particularly helpful for me, but some people do. Just, again, the knees are just hovering above the ground. It's nothing too crazy. So for our bent over row, we want a lighter or a medium weight because we are in that hinge position again. Hinge at the hips, chest stays lifted, pull the elbows past the body. If you find you're going to tire out in the back and that hinge position is going to start hurting, you can go single arm, support yourself with that bent over row. All right, and then halfway through you can switch sides. It'll be half as effective because you're only doing one side at a time, but you're not going to hurt yourself if that's a worry. Squeeze in the back. Perfect. Our walkout. Just like a burpee almost, but you take out the impact. We come down. We walk out. We stand back up as fast or as slow as you'd like. I'm taking these a little bit slow. Probably got 2 more here for me. All right, lateral squat. I think I'm going to start with the lighter weight. Goblet position. We're going to take an exaggerated step out to the side, lunge, and then come back. We're going to do all one side and then switch to the other. Just from the side so you can see what I'm doing here. So you've got exaggerated step. My shin and my spine are pretty well always parallel. Switch sides. You can see, if I turn to the side here, when I take that step forward and I lean forward, my spine and my shin are pretty well parallel. And that's going to ensure that my load isn't shifting so far forward that it's going to impact my knee. All right, squat to press. Definitely want a medium to lightweight for this. Again, I'm going to stick with the lightweight. But I want you to hold the weight at your side and just squat down. You're going to come up and you're going to press. And you don't need any weight at all for this. If you only have one set of medium weights, I'll show you from the front what it looks like before I show you that. If you only have one set of medium weights, either go no weight, do a few with the medium weight, and then go no weight, or use a single one, squat into the goblet, press up with that goblet position there. Different form of shoulder press. Obviously, we're not getting that curl up, but if you only have one medium weight, that's a good way to keep that weighted consistently. All right, and then our heel touches is we're on our back again. Heels are close to our bum. We're going to create some space under our shoulders by lifting them off the ground. And I want you to focus on not tucking your chin in. I just want shoulders off the ground. You can bring your head a little bit forward, right? But I don't want it craning. The lift, create space, comes from the shoulders, and then we're just bringing our fingers to the outside of our ankles. And anytime you need to like reset the C-spine or your shoulders, just go down, get those shoulders up again, and move on through. All right. There's that lateral bear crawl again. And I'll show you this way since I'm facing this way right now. But camera here starting. I just get my knees off the ground. If I want to make it a little bit easier, I can hike my hips up a little higher, and that's certainly easier on the legs if my hips are a little bit higher, right? But if we want to make it challenging, knees are low. it back this way just because I'm less impeded. See what I'm doing. Didn't really have that much time anyways. Okay, bench over row. Hinge at the hips, elbows past the body, chest stays lifted. Nice straight back. If at any time you need to just take that little rest so you can reset your hinge position, stand up, that's okay. Hinge, get right back into it. And again, if you wanted that single side, it's just one arm is planted on a surface like a chair, elbow past the body still. So now you don't have to use your core to support your spine. Just remember halfway through, I'm just going to finish here in 5 seconds. Halfway through to switch sides on that. And I still have a nice straight spine. You can see that from shoulder to leg. It's a nice straight line. All right, then we have our walkouts. Oh, this is a hard workout today. Walk down. Walk out to that high plank position. Making sure your area where you're doing your walkouts is clear. Stand up. Again, as fast or slow as you like. This is my pace for today. I am perfectly okay with that. I know I said these ones were going to be recorded this week, but I forgot about the holiday Monday and it sort of threw everything for a loop there. So we're going to shoot for next week to have the things pre-recorded. That's probably my last one here. It definitely is. Okay, then our lateral lunge. I'm going to stick with that medium or lighter weight. Normally, if I was you guys, I'd be going for the medium weight. But I just need to be able to talk and communicate throughout this. Speaking of which, okay, we're heading that lateral lunge. Just notice my comments are blocked off right now. I'll fix that. Okay. That stays lifted. And you can switch sides. I'm going to do a few more on this side just to make sure I'm not walking in circles later. Staying as deep as you can. So I'm going to switch sides now. 15 more seconds. And then again, you can see my spine is parallel with my shin. My chest stays lifted. I'm sinking as deep as I can into that lunge. Then we go into our squat and press. I'm going to hinge at the hips, bend at the knees, squat, and then as I come up, I'm going to use my legs to assist with the shoulder press. This is why you can get away with like medium weight on this. It's because you're really using those shoulders or those legs to assist with that shoulder press. Like this is a lot harder than if I use my legs to press those up. And it's a little bit of a learned movement, right? Because I'm transitioning from here to here. If you find that transition difficult, you can always just hang out here. But this is harder on the shoulders, not in terms of wear and tear, in terms of the muscle. Okay, and then last but not least, we have our heel touches, and we'll go into our cool down. Robert is your father's brother. We are done. Again, I create some space by lifting my shoulders. And I'm just going heel to heel, using those oblique muscles. Not really a motion that we work on too much, but that doesn't mean it's not important, because these muscles stabilize the spine from lateral movement, which will assist with our balance, as well as assist our spine when we are carrying loads, maybe unilaterally, like you're carrying a briefcase or a duffel bag or groceries on one side. It'll assist your spine. And we're done there. Talking helps me through it. It'll assist your spine in supporting that weight. I'm going to stop the clock. I'm going to go back to our overview screen. I think I can just do that actually. And we're going to go through our cool down. So you can get back on the ground if you left. And we're just going to, I haven't done this in a while, but it's going to feel good. Go into our good morning stretch. So just lying on the ground. I like to put my arms in a Y and press my elbows into the ground. I find that helps me just release the chest a little bit. And take a few deep breaths here. Certainly, you know you earned it. If you made it this far and didn't just skip ahead in the video. For whatever reason, you might do that. And then we're going to take our left leg, cross it over our right. Bring our right knee towards our chest, left hand to the hole, right hand on the outside. And pull right knee towards chest, feeling the stretch in your left hip. And we'll switch sides. Right? You might find I do a lot of the similar stretches in my cool down, and the reason for that is because these are commonly tight areas. So if I'm telling you to do these stretches a lot in groupettes, you should probably be trying to incorporate them into your everyday life as well. So we're going to sit up and we're going to go into our child's pose. Pushing our hips back, rolling our hands forward, just sitting down into it, elbows onto the ground. Another just really important stretch. Then we go cat to cow. And why I encourage these is, these are stretches I do commonly because they're common tight areas. And I have friends who are less active than me, and I'm not that old. I'm only 30. They're less active than me and don't do these things, and they're starting to, feel the aches and pains because they're not 20 anymore. So neutral spine, chin neutral, arch spine, tuck chin. Until I am getting older though, because I keep telling anecdotes and stories and side ramblings. I can ramble with the best of them. Okay, we'll stand up. We'll do our chest stretch or our door frame stretch. So hand is just below shoulder on the door frame. Arm is stretched out. I'm trying to go palm up here, and that creates an extra little bit of stretch in the bicep. You do not need to do that if you don't have tight biceps, which most people don't. But if you exercise frequently and you are doing a lot of curls, you maybe work on those mirror muscles a little bit more than you should, like me. You want to go palm up and stretch out those biceps. Or if you find that you get a lot of pain around your elbows, stretching the biceps is always a good thing. But that is all the time that we have today. I hope you guys enjoyed class. As always, questions, comments, or concerns, leave a comment. Send me a message. I'm always happy to address those. And I will see you on Tuesday for our beginner workout. Have a great day and a great weekend when you get there.